anybody can love people that love them back. That's what they're good at in the world. It's exchanging. It's not loving. Loving people that love you back is no big deal. It doesn't make you different. But we are never more like Jesus when we extend grace to those who deserve payback. Extend grace when you're wronged. You see, to know the power of love is to be vulnerable to the pain of love. If you love the second mile, if you love exceedingly, you are risking getting hurt. Not if, but when. And when pain arrives, so does the enemy. And he whispers in your ear, payback would feel so good. But the only payback our rabbi allows is good for evil. Paul is saying, I want you to live set apart, sanctified lives, lives that please God. We're set apart by the way that we steward our finances. We're set apart by the way we steward our sexuality. But there's one thing that sets us apart more than anything else. Returning love for hate, good for evil, blessing for cursing, forgiveness for unkindness. This might be the most unique and significant Christian distinctive of all. Jesus in his famous sermon said, anybody can love people that love them back. That's what they're good at in the world. It's exchanging. It's not loving. Loving people that love you back is no big deal. It doesn't make you different. But we are never more like Jesus when we extend grace to those who deserve payback. Listen to Paul. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it's possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. It's not always possible. Some people are just, I call them unget-alongable. But as long as we have a say, we're going to do all we can to be exporters of grace. And by the way, this is not tolerating evil. This is overcoming evil the way our rabbi did. Our faith is an aggressive faith, and we go on the attack. But instead of assaulting evil with more evil, we assault evil with more love. And to do this, we need more help. And so we pray. Because we know we can't love like this in our own strength. We need the power of the Spirit. Many of you will recognize this picture. It's one of the greatest Christians of my lifetime. Her name was Corrie ten Boom. Corrie and her family were devout Christians in Holland during the Nazi takeover. And because they were believers, they felt it was their duty to help Jews. And so they hid Jews in their home until they were discovered and arrested by the Nazis. And her family was sent to Ravensbrück, a prison camp, where Corrie watched her father and sister die. Corrie managed to survive that horrible evil. And after the war, she even obeyed God's call to go back to Germany and preach. And she's in Munich one day, and she is preaching about the love of God. And she sees a man come forward after the service toward her. And immediately she recognized him. No, he wasn't wearing his dark Nazi uniform with his swastika on his arm, but she knew who he was. It's hard to forget the face of the man that stood guard in the prison, in the showers where you had to walk by naked. He didn't recognize her. She was just one of many thousands, but she could never forget his face. And she said, Fraulein, that was a good message on the love of God. And you mentioned Ravensbrück. She said, I was a guard at that camp. But since then I have become a Christian. And I know God has forgiven me. But Fraulein, would you forgive me? And he stuck out his hand. And Corrie very transparently wrote, I couldn't stick mine out. I couldn't lift my arm. All I could remember was the evil that he had inflicted on my family and the scars I would carry for the rest of my life. But she knew what she had just preached. And so she said a prayer. She said, God, I can't forgive him. I need you to give me your forgiveness. And she said when she prayed that, she felt it. It was like a charge that went down her shoulder, right into her arm and her hand. She felt God's love fill her heart, and she stuck out that hand. And she said, I do forgive you, my brother, with all my heart. And she said she learned something that day, that when Jesus commands us to love, he gives us what he commands us to do. All through this series, we've been saying that Jesus is coming back. And when Jesus returns, the battle against evil is going to finally be over. But it must be engaged now. And we stand firm by loving more. And this means more prayer is needed. I've been convicted about this week. I was reading Paul's prayers for his churches, and I saw how often he would pray for them to love more. And I'm going to start doing that for you. I'm going to start praying what we read in 1 Thessalonians 3:12. May the Lord make your love grow more. And so I'd like to end this teaching that way by asking the question, who do you need to love more? Is it a leader in our church? Is it someone that's just been really difficult in your life? Is it someone that's hurt you? Who's that person you need to love more?